Hey guys on YouTube, I've already said that I've been getting into tabletop gaming, some D&D and such, and I want to share my first experience with D&D. I had no one to really teach me. Probably ain't doing it right, but as the DM, I don't think there's a right and wrong. You kind of just give people their borders. You have more freedom than the players, to be honest, and that's how I don't see why DMs complain. Or there's not many, but first time that I played was a starter box that I bought from a Toys R Us for I believe D&D 3.5. Which is funny because I primarily played in a 4th edition, and a lot of people looked down on me. And now that I actually looked into Pathfinder books, I can see why. HP is ridiculous. But we played out of the starter booklet that had like pre-made characters, and we kind of threw out the little campaign booklet that they had, like the adventure, and me and 4 of my friends just made these really small, really short one-shots that we pulled out of, we just made up, and we had a blast just making up all these little stories. First person that really did it, and I'm going to tell it from like least fun, a good story to like best. I actually was probably the worst DM. I was like, okay, you're going through like, I was doing like, okay, you're in a dungeon, and I was making a parody of like high school, and it was weird, and I was making boot to the head references because I had this flying pair of boots that would come out of nowhere just to mess with people. Yeah, that adventure ended with someone killing the principal by grabbing the pair of boots and flying around and beating him to death. But that was me just bullcrapping, uh, bullcrapping a story. Next person, my buddy Shantae comes over. He makes up an adventure. You're going to enter the Labraeth. I was like, that's cool. What the crap's the Labraeth? His brother goes up and says, it's Labyrinth. Shantae, it's Labyrinth. I was like, oh, I didn't even get the connection between Labraeth and Labyrinth, but oh well. This Labraeth filled with ancient aliens. That was the story, and we went through. There's these overpowered monsters, it's overpowered aliens that came out of my Heroescape set that were all Marrow Hive creatures, and at one point we were like, we're not opening any more rooms. The monsters are too big to get through the doorways. So we're like, we're not going to open up any of the rooms, and we're going to sit and hopefully heal up, hopefully take one of them down and take them on that way until the DM starts like, well, the monster that we knew was in the room we didn't go into, he just breaks out for no reason and he eats you all. It's like, oh, that's not fun at all. Didn't give us a chance. Next story, Thomas is Shantae's brother. He comes up and is like, oh, there's an earthquake, and you got trapped underground, and your village got, like, hit. And we're like, cool. We look around, and buddy Jeremiah's playing, and is like, whoa, we run into a harpy. He's like, I rolled to seduce it. I'm like, okay. It's like, Thomas is like, okay, it's going to be a low thing to roll. And it's like, yep, the harpy, he hits it. The harpy's now yours, but watch out because it may only like you. So the harpy's beating up us. I run it a different way. I find a cave with a dragon in it. I kill the dragon. I was like, I loot the body. And Thomas, as the DM's like, it's a dragon. Where does it hold? Like, it has nothing. So that was funny. So I was like, I need something, like a tooth or some blood. And it's like, you get a vial of dragon's blood. Then I find another, behind the dragon was a locked chest. Jeremiah was a thief. So I have to convince Jeremiah, who has this pet freaking harpy running around him, to go unlock the chest, because I want it. And the harpy's attacking Shantae, and I was like, harpy, here's dragon's blood, go away. And it works. And Jeremiah unlocks the chest, and he steals all the stuff. And I think we kill Jeremiah, because he's known to be a backstabber in a lot of different games, especially Halo. But and then it was like our DM's like hinting, it was like there's no exit. It was like we're looking around, there's no exit. It was like, well, the hint was you needed to dig immediately from where you started, and all these giant monsters come out of nowhere. It's like we're digging at the front place where we started. It's like, screw you, Thomas, come on. The way out was right in front of us the whole time, but that was what made it actually pretty interesting. The last game in this session, because these are little, small, short, not connected plots, was Jeremiah's. And he throws all of us in a room. It's like, you're sent by the king to go save the princess. We're all in the room as adventurers, we know each other, and there's a monster guy that's like, oh, I've been sent by the king too. We're immediately like, huh, really? We're in a room full of coffins, is like, throw him in the coffin. We throw him in the coffin, we shove the lid, and we start interrogating him, and Jeremiah, as the DM's like, he's losing air. He's gonna die. And the guy's like, I know the true secret about the princess, and we're like, we need to get this lid off him, and we keep failing to move the lid. And he dies. And eventually we get to the princess, and the princess is, like, possessed. I'm like, that's different, kind of cool. I haven't seen that. And I think, yeah, we end up, like, smacking the princess around, and she died. And good that was a one-shot, so we didn't have to deal with that. But that was my first time playing D&D, not even knowing that it was a different version than all the other stuff. And just having a blast with just telling funny stories that didn't have much guidelines on what we were doing. But, sharing you this story to also tagline at the end that I am doing kind of D&D stories gaming via Facebook. So hit me up on Solvin Valenciagas. I'll get you in the D&D group. There's a bunch of free links to all the stuff you need to play D&D. I'm also doing a Pokemon themed RPG that's going to go on there. So hopefully hit me up on that. And happy gaming.